How's it going? How's everybody? Sorry, I'm starting a little bit late. I'm going to walk you around this side, change my camera, do a little walk around some jewelry. All right. What we have here is we have the Speed UTV. This is the El Diablo, getting ready for UTV Nationals. One thing we now have installed in is excited about these parts. Been working with Keith Ayers over at DT, and he's been getting us some parts. He's got a couple weeks to get this thing done before the UTV Nationals, so that should be pretty interesting. This is a pre-production prototype part. Obviously a lot of engineering, a lot of things are put inside of it. We've got it split in half here, so you're actually looking down through the inside of it. You're looking at half of the steering rack. This is actually the steering rack that'll be on the Speed UTV. Hydraulic steering rack. And the reason for hydraulic is I believe that that is the best way for an off-road application. The electric power steerings are getting pretty nice, but to be honest, the speed that this car is going to go compared to a UTV, normal UTV, we're going to need to have a little more stuff there. One thing I'm going to walk around is front suspension. If you look at, we talk about chassis geometry, gussets, spine, the way it all links together. New to the UTV, obviously industry by a long ways, is the A support bar, but the A post being linked together and tied together. Big door opening. Daniel, want to grab this? I'll climb inside. This is what the production UTV will be. As I go to climb in, I'll be able to come through the side door. A lot more room with your feet getting in here compared to what we did with the XX. But foot is definitely down low. The door will hinge off of this pivot point right here, swing open. But a lot of room, a lot of headroom, a lot of comfort. Seats are mounted, as I said, there's a spine down the middle. A support bars, you look at this one, where are the tube connectors at? No tube connectors here. This is a purpose-built race car, but it will be the same as what a production car is. And this roll cage has been approved through Bill Savage. With the exact gussets, yes. So the exact gusset kits, the way they want to see them. Corner roof gussets as well that hold on the roof. Feel really, really good about this car. These are the production RG seats. So these are the seats that come in the RG edition. This air pad's over here in the passenger seats that goes inside this bottom seat cushion. And a lot of room, a lot of comfort. As you see, I will be reaching for full throttle. Lots of leg room. We've got modified dash room, a lot of dash room, but very detailed out dash as well. Take my phone back. Walk you through some suspension components. So all the suspension components here, the outside misalignments have not been put on here. Waiting for some forgings to come in. Hopefully they'll show up here in the next couple days. We can finalize the lower A-arms. Axles are in. This is the big spline front axle to fit into the front diff. So that big spline on that locking mechanism. Okay, pause, came back on. This one here has the fuel cell in it. This one's got a carbon fiber fuel cell tank. Anti-roll bar is mounted in this car. That will get adjusted down to where it belongs. Shock got put on before it dropped down. A-arms are on. Speed shocks. We do have pre-production shocks now in our possession. These are the production cast or forgings and extrusions. This is our fender reservoir. Got to be very careful here when we sent over the drawing, we sent the drawing as a laser etching. This got actually machined, and pretty impressive that they went to the detail to machine the Speed S into the shock reservoir. But this is the shock. This is the shock that will be on the Speed UTVs. Black is a pre-production color. Orange will be the color of the Speed shock. That's the way we'll launch it on these cars. Sway bar mounted back there. Double shear into the center of the trailing arm. So trailing arms are flippable. We're missing our shock pocket here. We know that when people question us. Shock pocket's not in here. We still got another 3 weeks before this car ships, but want to let you know that it is coming along. No, I will not uncover the cover. That is our engine. That is pieces of it mounted in the car. It's in a stage that we're not ready to quite share it with you yet. Shock mounts. These sheet metal gusseted shock mounts will be in the production cars. This chassis is identical to what a pre-production car would be. Missing tube clamps. All right, tube clamps are missing, but they will be in the cars, and they will be legal for King of the Hammers Racing, Score, and Best in the Desert, provided you weld up your seams. So they will be available. So this car here is pretty special. I'm pretty excited about it. Like I said, I'll walk you around the front differential. This one's half, still waiting for that half to get to us. It was supposed to show up, but didn't show up. So we're waiting for that piece and all the internals for this gearbox. But has to be running by UTV Nationals. Got to have it. How much horsepower? How many seats? How much horsepower? Depends on what we feel is reliable after dyno testing. I'll have some engine stuff for you this week. Pretty excited about this. This is the machined cylinder head for the Speed UTV engine. You see the exhaust ports is machined. So this will go to Joey Arrington tomorrow, who's doing our engine, as well as one will go to Craig Campton over at Hypersports. They are working with us on our production engine, as well as our pre-production testing stuff. How much power? Easy 300. Easy 300. And yes, they're 999cc, and we are pro turbo legal. So 300 horsepower, 3-speed sequential gearbox, CVT. Buddies at Ron Davis, this is the radiator for this car sitting behind me. It's here. This is the charcoal canister. So we do have our charcoal canister now. That is in a car at EPA carb testing. This is another one of the shocks sitting here. So we've got plenty of parts and pieces. What is the pattern and offset of the wheels? Well, the pattern is 4 on 156, and the offset is what we call what it should be. All right? If you're going to design a car and you're going to get proper kingpin inclination as well as steering geometry and maximum CV angle and length, you'd want a wheel like this. I started this flat face program with the Articat XX, and we took it a step farther with the Speed UTV. So 4 on 156, 6.5 inch wide wheel, 32 inch tall tire production. Steering rack hydraulic. I'll come over to the bench now, start showing you some components of the hydraulic power steering. Those are the 2 shafts and the piston. End caps. 1.75 to 1. We'd love to have 1.5 to 1, but we had to make a car that everybody could drive. I think 1.7 is still faster than anybody else in the industry. This is the steering rack. Steering rack looks a lot like a baby SST rack. As we're producing parts, we want to build stuff that's good. These are machined now, but those will be forged forged brake brackets. Nice part about this is these are some of the components that I wanted on the Double X that I lost the battle with. Nice thing about this is you can put this on here, put it onto the hub assembly, and when you put it onto the hub assembly, if you ever want to put 17-inch wheels on it, you can build bigger brake hats without building a whole assembly. Or you want to go to a Brembo or a Willwood caliper, bang, all you do is do this. This is the wheel bearing assembly that actually pops into the spindle. And the same hub assembly can go, whoops, on the back side for a right spindle and a left spindle over here. You see that the whole thing flips, the steering arm stays there. This is a complete production spindle. So when you look at the spindle and you say, wow, you know, that's a really nice aftermarket component, that is our production spindle, guys. Double shear, patented. Double shear, front steer, patented. No ball joints, big bearings, same hubs, front and rear, same bearings, front and rear, brake caliper remote. Here's one of our aluminum forgings, aluminum forged spindles. Hubs, sorry. I call it a spindle too because the hub has the spindle built into it. So, you know, I get questioned on this, that's a hub. Well, not really, that's a spindle. So it's a 2-in-1 combo, something we learned a few years ago doing, and we have tied it in. Yes, we will get questioned on this one, but yes, we do bolt the brake rotor to the hub. As you see, we have bolts right here, so this is bolted. I know that I got some stalkers over at Polaris checking out our videos. I want to make sure that you know that we are paying attention and that we have a good legal support team as well, keeping us advised in the right direction. Production fuel tank. So we have our production fuel tank. Production fuel pump assembly. Canister drops in, fuel pump mounted the right way, little baby hydromat at the bottom, pretty trick, pretty sexy. And this fuel tank has a lot of fuel compared to other UTV manufacturers. And we had to do that for 2 reasons. I'll get into that at a later date, but I believe we're going to be somewhere around 12.8 gallons. We'll give you the exact amount. This came in today. So today we got the fuel tank, and we will let you know what we carry exactly for fuel. Charcoal canister for EPA, mandatory as a production vehicle. Speed shock absorbers, steering racks, hubs, shocks, brake master cylinder kit. Brake master cylinder kit, all caught into double shear. One bracket does all. I'll show you guys that next week. Plumbed into the master cylinder reservoir. Turbo. We've got a relationship with Ken from Push Turbo on our turbos. And there's the turbo, throttle bodies, brake caliper, wastegate, gears, lights. We'll talk about lights tonight as well. Got a bunch of new speed lights available, curved and straight 50-inch, as well as our original speed light. But we definitely have an upgraded light. Last night I did the test myself. Wow, what a difference. Great product. Looking forward to having you guys tell us your opinion on that as well. All right, what did we forget? Seats, carbon fiber seat. This is the RG seat, carbon fiber. This will be available. Carbon fiber fuel cell for the guys that want to go racing. We'll have 33 gallons of fuel behind the seat for the Speed UTT. This tank will not fit in the Bandit. It would go in a 4-seater as well. It would drop right into 4-seater, but it is ideally made for the UTT because I believe this is the ultimate race car and package for a race car. Don't want that. There we go. Had a pop up. Let me see. I'm looking through some of your things. What about clutch? Next we're supposed to see clutches tomorrow. So next week we'll show you clutches. Really, really happy with what Ray and Dennis are putting together for us, and got some cool parts. But looking in here, adjustable compression and rebound in the 360-degree spinning reservoir. Same shock, all four corners. If you wanted to knock the shock reservoir over, you can knock shock reservoir over. As you see, shock reservoir will slide. Obviously, it's not tight right now, but that is a spinning shock reservoir so that you can position your shock where you want the reservoir to be just by loosening up this big nut right here, spinning it down, clock your reservoir, lock it down.
What year did you develop that?
About 2004, and then my boys from Fox copied it. Maybe a little earlier. Will there be a parking brake? Who wants to park when you have a car like this? I know they do. I want to show you too, but we have showed you so much more than any manufacturer ever in this industry. We have never, I've never seen Polaris or Can-Am unveil their 2021 car in a position like this, where you can see all tube intersections, all tube junctions, gussets. Safest car in the industry, for sure. You guys are going to have to be smart when you drive this thing. This will be the fastest UTV easily in the industry. Are the what? Jack points, part of the build. No, because jack points hang down, they would be drag points for us. So jack points will not be part of the build. Bracket for holding the jack, of course. If you bought a jack, we have a speed accessory. And if you bought a speed accessory jack, you would obviously have to mount it. You're not going to just get it in a bag, thrown under the seat in the passenger side. We'll have to mount that for you. Front structure came out beautiful. Really, really happy the way this is. And impressed with Keith's machine work. It's beautiful work for sure. He's up against a gnarly timeline. Can I hold the arm to the bulkhead? Yes, I can. Let me go grab the passenger side. I'll get Daniel to assist me. Daniel? Basically, give him an idea of the way it would plug in. The A-arm will plug in right there. There's a bolt through here, a bolt through there. We'll swing the wheel travel. Upper A-arm will clip in right here. Daniel, if you can post that in where it's at. Bang, upper A-arm tied into the bulkhead. Very, very leading standard front end geometry. I have never seen this before on any car anywhere besides the Unicorn. And this is just a baby version, something that we can build for you guys and girls to have fun with. But believe the right way to get, this isn't going to be a good picture because the front pivot point's not on their side. But what it does, it allows us to get very, very, very close where my two fingers are is where our pivot points will be. And it ties those together very good and gives us the longest A-arms in the category. So longest A-arms, which means less track change, more suspension, less CV angle. Sharing you guys a lot of stuff this week. I know we've been slow the last few weeks, but to an SST race, Vegas to Reno, seats are just beautiful. All right, behind the seats, no fuel cell. Let's talk about behind the seats. So the radiator is actually right up here behind the seats. So if you're looking at this car saying, wow, I can go ahead and maybe mount some kid seats in the back here. No, you can't do that. The radiator will be actually right here on this angle. Can I get front angle? Can I get someone to hold that? Yeah, can I get a radio holder? You want to go other side? Dana's got it. Perfect. There we go. Radiator is going to sit in there about that angle. Down a little bit probably. Probably right about right there. There we go. we will have the radiator will be sitting in there right there. There's not room, so we come around this side over here. And what we will have is in this area, we'll have a door that'll open up on the UTT that will open up and you'll be able to get storage under the back seat. So there'll be additional storage that will be inside the car. In this area here, there'll be another door. This back door will open up, be a small door that will open up in that section right there. That'll fling open, you'll be able to get in there. Remember, not every car, no production cars come with the carbon fiber fuel cell. That would be an accessory option. You guys can go ahead and remove that, thank you. That's an accessory option. Let's go ahead and pull the fuel tank out of it as well. Daniel, if you could pull that out through your side. Unfortunately, we're a little high right here. We're working on this, and the next one will move down just a bit. Out through that side. Our friends over at Pyrotech, they build the bladder. Now, it gives you a little more idea of what room is. So the fuel tank, I want to grab the other fuel tank and throw it in here. We'll put the production fuel tank in here and show you guys. Hopefully we can get it in there. I just don't know if we're going to get it in with our race car seats and stuff already mounted the way they are in it. We'll give it our best shot though. Sway bar is going to get in our way. Yep, sorry, that's not going to go in. So you can set it in there sideways for us, just so you get an idea of how much room it's going to take up. Why don't you just pull it out this side. Just let the end hang out over here. There we go. There is, seat's got to go in, it's got to go in that way, just the way with the sway bar mounted in it. We've got to slide in.
That's a race car.
Our sway bar. Production one will turn down the inside over here and be a little closer. Still go to center line, but clears this extra snout for the fuel tank. But that's about the height. So that means this area here, on top of this will be a little flat panel. You will be able to have all this for storage on this side. And as I walk around to the other side of the vehicle, and I'll stop and get into our show here shortly. But as we walk around the other side of the vehicle, this area is all open. So if you didn't run one of our fuel cells, so imagine door opening here, swings open, big access right here, storage behind the seat. You go camping, you throw your sleeping bags back there, and then you still have the most storage in the whole industry with the bed. 50 by 48 bed. Opening tailgate. Place to sit and hang out at Glamis, you know? After last year, climbing into the back of the double X, at least I had a place to sit. The guys in the Polaris and Can-Ams, they were sitting in the hanging on the roof, doing whatever you can, but this is our, what's that? Are we hiring? What do they do? Ask if we're hiring. Machinists? For sure. Going to have to ramp up the machine shop around here. I can see that. And really excited with all of our suppliers, though. Just a lot of components. There's a lot of aftermarket accessory components available on this car. Do a quick walk around one more time like Daniel's giving you. Will the seats be a quick disconnect? This is a race car here. Next week, I'll show you guys the sliding seats. You do have to remove 2 bolts to get it out. But to be honest with you, after looking at everything in the industry, what I've seen, it's probably the safest way to do it. I just can't see a quick release seat being safe at the speeds that this car is going to go. It's going to be a little more difficult than your standard UTV, but not impossible. It'll take probably a 12 or 13 millimeter wrench, and the back plugs in, so loosen up 2 bolts and you're out of there. That will come in your speed toolkit. Easily be able to use that tool to get that open. Clutch. We got some clutch stuff for you tonight, right? No clutch? No. No deck, no duct work, no nothing?
Oh, we got
Yeah.
inject in, yeah.
Will a clutch upgrade be needed? That's an interesting question. Right now, I don't think so. I don't know what you would upgrade on this car. I think a lot of stuff will be a downgrade. There it is. Step back. I'll look through the door opening. Massive door opening to get through there. I want to hold, I don't know if you can hold my phone. And, yeah, I'm going to disconnect. Bang. Kind of slide in here. Look at this. Easy to get in. In the car, boom. Tons of leg room, tons of dash room. And these seats can go back another 3 inches from here as well. So I feel good about where we're at. Feel good about the roll cage. Very excited about the Speed UTVs. We have killed it for literally. Burn the midnight oil is an understatement. The sun has come up many nights during this build. I guess that's morning, right? I'm going to give you a quick zoom in. I'm going to go take my stage, and we'll talk about tonight's presentation. So, lots don't go away. Hydraulic power steering. When I get down underneath here, show the bottom side. Bottom side is just as nice as the top side. Question is, yes, there will be a skid plate. There's bolts here. Got bolts for a flush, thick skid plate, as well as aluminum stamping here to protect and tie these two structures together. Hydraulic power steering. Do you recall how much kick in the front, front to rear? You want to grab me a tape measure real quick, somebody?
The angle of
Yeah.
the is 5.5 degrees.
5.5 degrees of kick up on the front angle. For approach angle, want to make sure we keep those front pivot points out of the dirt. The front pivot points are equal or behind the center line. Equal or behind front center line. Big 32-inch tire. Beautiful parts. Nice job, Keith. Yep. Uh-oh, triangulation. What are you guys laughing about over there?
We're trying to remind zoom in on your head.
What'd they say?
No, so get that bald.
That bald spot, I know. You know that bald spot comes with working with you three.
We're not doing it.
You're not doing it? Trust me, I'm pulling my hair out over here, guys. Great team. Honestly, I'm really, really excited about the whole entire team at Speed UTV. We've got a wonderful group of people working with us right now. Yes, sucking up just a little bit across the board, from sales to Todd with his dealership stuff, to all the people out there doing sales, and our customers. Want to thank you guys for believing in us. And we are super excited about being in the industry with a new product. All right, taking the stage.
You want to walk around and hand it to me?
Sure. All right, there you go. Take it. Let's do right here.
While you're getting ready, are the gussets to make the cage race legal?
What's that?
Are the gussets to make the cage race legal?
Yeah. Go ahead and plug me in there. Yep, perfect.
Stand a bit closer. Good.
All right, try to stay on point here. All right, so Ginger said there was a question coming across, are the gussets to make it race legal? Yes, so what we did, and I felt was the right thing to do, is, we're building a production. There's an awful lot of people that love UTV racing because it's so competitive, so reasonably priced to be able to do that. This car is a toy. It's an outdoor off-road utility vehicle for people to have fun in it. But there is people that want to race it. So we did opt to share all of our CAD on the roll cage with Bill Savage. So we send him over the roll cage, and we asked Bill, hey, would you take a look at our car and tell me what you think about the car and what it needs to be legal? So a lot of the gussets, we went ahead and installed them straight from the factory as a production vehicle, which I know people see their production car and see these tabs welded in there. One is for safety and structure. We've all seen cars, other manufactured cars crash. Crashes happen because either people are reckless or they're driving above their head, and things happen. They're accidents. They crash. They didn't intend to do it, but it happens. So what we did with our engineering staff here is we said, okay, well, we know people are going to cross the line and do things that are risky. We wanted to make it as safe as we can make it, and also make it as race proven or race legal as we could as a production manufacturer. So tonight was a big night with our show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first 25 minutes of walkarounds, because every day when FedEx or UPS gets here, it's honestly Christmas. Awesome parts are coming in from our suppliers. Really, really neat parts that Todd is bringing in from our accessory side. As a lot of you guys are closing out your cars, you're accessorizing them, and I'm seeing the components as well, and we'll share them with you when we see them. But these parts are awesome. They're really, really nice. They're top shelf and definitely speed quality. So as you saw the car today, hopefully next week you see this car with a body on it. We do have a full carbon fiber body coming for this car for UTV Nationals. I mean, the rules, just production car. This is a production car. There's a lot of loopholes in there, and we are going to capitalize on that to make sure that we have the maximum amount of performance with our cars. So carbon fiber bodies will be available as accessories. So people want to buy carbon fenders, they want to buy a carbon bed, because the 3/8 plastic bed we have weighs 60 pounds versus a carbon bed that weighs 6 pounds. People are going to want that performance option. We're going to have that available for you as well. And offer a speed UTV. We'll have a setup with all these accessories and these components. But when I look at this front spindle, and I look at what would you do to upgrade it, I got to be honest, I don't know. This is a work of art. Now this is a forged hubs, forged aluminum hubs, big studs, big brakes, no ball joints, double shear, everything. This is beyond what we do with anything in the industry that I've seen. This would be if you were to go purchase this race car here, the 4-speed UTV, you're talking a $250,000 UTV. But because a lot of these parts are production parts and they're like this straight off the production line, it's easy to have a very competitive UTV for a reasonable price. So I think we've optimized all that, and we'll get into tonight's show. Talk about parts and components. We've got pre-production parts now. A lot of the stuff has been CAD. We've been showing you renderings. We've been showing you CAD because that's what it takes to manufacture a car. Then you've got your tooling, which is a process of normally 6 to 9 months to get your parts tooled. As you see, now we have tooled shocks, tooled cylinder heads, tooled spindles, brake calipers, master cylinders, intercoolers, axles, stuff is, we've been showing you and everybody's giving me a hard time. Show me a car, show me a real car. Well, I could have built these real cars. You wanted to see production parts, and now production parts. In the next coming weeks, we'll be seeing more production parts coming, and soon you're going to see all the parts of a complete vehicle. So thanks for being patient. I know some of you guys think this happens overnight, but it doesn't. We've been working on this front diff for 8 months, 9 months to get it to this point. So between just inception of, hey, this is what I think I want, drawings to stress testing, to gear tolerances, to gear shaping, all the things it takes, working with like I said, Albans, Matt, Keith, everybody that's worked on this part to get it to this point. It's a process. And we've got the shop, anybody that lives around Charlotte here, the doors don't close, the lights don't shut off, there's no need to lock the doors because somebody's always here. And we got key codes to get in, so let me clarify that. But at the same time, the lights don't shut off here. There's a group of engineering staff that work all night long, and we're getting the stuff done. There's fabricators, machinists, personnel all the time here. More pre-production parts. These are obviously going to pop onto the slides. Again, more production parts. Bang body, carbon fiber body. This is the body that will be on the UTT. As you see, the radiator's up here fairly close to the seats. So there's a large, massive, large bed here. You see some unfinished parts here. That'll pop in a future slide. Really, really excited about this component and these parts. I've never done before. I think this is going to take CBT, cooling, inlet, exhaust to a next level. Next level for sure, because all of it fits inside under this bed. It fits in here, flows through the radiators through there. Just really, really cool parts, really neat designs. And to be part of this design process has been fun. I looked at this week, I'm on every night, anywhere from 3 to 6, and any other time we're glued in the shop or over at a supply house or over at the engine shop or over at Eichler's machine shop getting pre-production parts made to be able to get this thing done. And it's definitely setting in on toll. They're giving me a hard time about my hair, but I saw a big gray patch pop out the other day too. Steering rack, hydraulic steering rack. I've less than a half a degree of bump steer, 25 inches of wheel travel. We all know at full droop on a 32-inch tall tire, this thing kind of tucks a little bit. They all do. There's no load at that point, so it doesn't really matter. The Unicorn does it. All trophy trucks do it at a certain point. And then you say, okay, that's enough. Could we get more travel out of the CV joints? Yes. But then this toe goes like that, and camber does all kinds of wacky things. It's really just not geometry sound. So, we've had 25 inches of wheel travel in an off-road car for the last 25 years, and nobody has any more because there's nothing better to do until we came up with the portals on the Unicorn. And then you're going to say, okay, well, what about the portals on the Mason? I can tell you the portals on the Mason are nothing like the portals on the Unicorn because they missed a very, very unique, interesting feature when they did the design. And we've got stuff that's different than them, plus our wheel weights are probably 70 pounds per corner less weight than what they are, so it allows us to follow the road and be a lot more nimble and faster acceleration, faster braking, et cetera, et cetera. But the portals on the Unicorn are just very different than what everybody else has seen. Shocks, spindles, we talked about spindles. We got spindles, uprights, hubs, bearings. Really excited about all those parts. Forged aluminum upright, universal hub bearing. That's this component. Tolerance too tight, didn't want to come out. That's this component here. Universal, goes on all 4 corners. So yeah, hand me that bearing. There's a bearing that gets pressed in there and a clip that goes in here. And thank you. This bearing, big bearing, goes in the hubs, pops into there, presses in there, gets a circlip. This hub and bearing goes on all 4 corners. Pretty unique. Nice if you're going to go on big, long, 1,500-mile rides down to Baja and back, down to, say you're going to do Ensenada to Cabo and back. You might want to carry one of those with you. You might want to carry an axle. Those are things you might want to do because there's a lot of people that go on adventures and they're going to use these cars for adventure riding. Besides sand dunes, racing, short course, everything else. Forged knuckle assembly. This is the forged assembly here. The brakes, the speed, brake caliper, turbo. Like I said, we got a relationship with Ken over at Push Turbo to produce the turbos for the Speed UTV engine. So yes, this is a shout out to Ken. I hope you're ready, buddy. Orders are taking off. Things have been really, really good. Blow-off valves, filter attachments, horn style if you want to hear it whistle. You know, obviously we're going to make it where it's quiet as possible as a production, but people love to hear the turbo blow-offs as well. Lights, these are the pre-production parts of the new Speed lights. So we will have 2 quality levels. We'll have our original entry level, which is not a bad light. I've been, riding it glamorous for the last couple of years. We've raced Baja with our original guy here. So UTVs have all raced right before. All of the Speed UTVs have raced with. And now we've got new Speed light. It's very, very good. Very excited about that I'll go ahead and zoom in on it. Different colors, as I was talking with Todd. It'd be cool to have some of these features available where you could have, either anodized black, you could do the orange, you could do red, yellow, blue. So I think that faceplate is something that we need to come up with an option. Don't call us tomorrow and say, hey, Robbie said on the show we're going to have that as an option. Give us some time. Let us get the car released, but we'll definitely make some colored options there. Production fuel tank. Wow. To see the parts that were drawn and actually now have these things in our possession is really cool. This has been a process that's it's a year old. I mean, we've been a year since September of last year, and now we finally got it. Fuel pump, charcoal canister fuel pump, fuel level mechanism, front diffs, bulkhead style. All right, the winner, Dallas Coates. Dallas Coates was the winner of the configuration. He had the most likes on his Speed configuration. I believe this goes back to episode 16, but now it's here, it's out. You guys are all, well, not all of you are playing on Configurator, but the first 1,065 have been invited to configure your vehicle. I believe we have about 450 of those closed now, and we're through the process and placing these orders because we've got an assembly time and a process time that has to happen. So we had to get that done. So thank you for being patient with us and working through this process. A lot of this stuff is new for us as well. I'm not aware of any automobile manufacturer giving you guys this many accessories to choose from. So we are going to have some for sure glitches, but we will definitely do that. And I think Dallas went for a Speed and a Menards RC car. So this is the Speed RC car that we came out with last year before Christmas, and we said that Dallas would get one of those. And I clearly remember on the show saying 1 is no fun, 2 is more fun. So he got 2 of those sent to him this week. So thanks for being patient on that. That has happened. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we gave out 4 ratchet straps. Last week, we gave out 4 of those air pads. You want to hand me one of those air pads over there? This is the seat pad. Who won it? What was his name that won it? Does it say it over there? Air pads? It says a number, right? What is it? McKinsey. 347. Got some of these. Look at that. Sample right here. Sample. Thinner. We have made multiple versions of this to make it where it's strong enough. All right, so this is one of the samples, but this is the air seat cushion that goes in the back. Can I have the other cushion by chance? If somebody can hand me that cushion in there. Vanna White, could you please step up and bring me the air cushion? They want some speed, that's right, that's right. Dallas, you're getting a case of orange and a case of green Speed as well with your RC cars that you won. So Dallas is getting orange and a green. Orange is my morning, green is my afternoon, evening. So got a little photo hop here. I'm going to be like, shit, it's like Kyle LeDuc. You know, I like to turn my logo. Damn, that's good. Kyle, I love you, man. Nice job last weekend. Looked awesome at Crandon. I always laugh when you guys pull out your monster cans and do the little deal. So I was mocking you a little bit, but awesome job last weekend. Fun to watch. All right, this part here is probably one of the coolest design components that we've made on the car. There's so many of them, but it seems like every time we're about done, we come up with a new feature. So this is a swivel that ties both number plates together in front of the bed. So this thing drops in, goes in front of the bed. This is the snorkel mechanism. The snorkel mechanism is used for air intake. So now think about it. I'm going to drop back in my picture here. Everybody was giving me a hard time a while ago about number plates and why are we going to do number plates and what are the number plates for? Well, now think about it. At about 4 feet up the, we bring in our air right here. At the highest point inside the car, we bring in the air for the engine and the CVT. Also helps us with dust, gets it up higher in a cleaner air position, but does not compromise the bed. So we're able to not compromise the bed, have nice smooth side air intakes, bring in the inlet air from these two positions here, which is a long ways away from the radiator. So people say, oh, you're going to bring in hot air. No, we're not going to bring in hot air. That air is going up. This air is coming down through the side. So air inlets, I'm going to drop back to that now. Are those the only pictures we're going to show them of that, or is there another one? All right, cool. Oh, there it is. So there's the air inlets. Radiators here. The radiator is virtually vertical, a little bit entered forward at the top, not a lot, to the airflow the way it should be. Then it goes into the radiator ductwork that's angled up. Excuse me. So the radiator's not angled, just the ductwork's canted. Then the air duct runs below the radiator, so it's below the heat. Heat rises, so the cool air coming in is below the radiator, slides into here and goes into these two ports, which are the two CVT inlets. But over here on this side, drops in right there. That runs over to the air filter. So dragging clean air from the back of the car in a spot that was easy to accessible to grab it. But when you look at this component and these parts in this form, it's awesome. So intake, clean. Clean air is green. We bring it in here. These have frog skin filters on them. Bring in the air, drop it into the CVT, drop this one directly into the air filter into the turbo. There's another side looking from inside where the motor would be. Fully covered CVT cover that works as a front mount, rear mount to the chassis. We're missing the rear mount here on the side of the CVT cover. There's a rear mount here, so we hold it from both ends. Got other billet tie rods on the other side that hold our drive assemblies. So there's other features. Then it's on the inside. Obviously, if you wanted to race and you wanted to put another frog skin on the outside and get a little more air in there, you could. I don't think you need to. I think we're double the amount of air through our inlets than what the CVT and engine can suck. So we're good there. And this CVT cover, I know we're starting to show you stuff that you haven't seen before. This is that. The exhaust comes out here and it goes into a big cold box that runs over the exhaust and cools all the exhaust and forces the air out into the passenger side of the vehicle. Big, massive fans put onto the clutches, both on the primary and secondary, inside, outside, with a couple other features that we have not shared with you yet, but there's more exciting things still with regards to the CVT, and that's why is positioned in the right position to block it, very similar to the blanket. We're just not ready to show it. We've got some patents already in place and making sure that we get our intellectual property tied together before we share it with you guys. So air intake, very unique, very nice flowing, very Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini style, brought into the off-road industry. Again, the highest quality parts on Speed UTV. Question, on the enclosed cab, will the radiator be in the front, or are we able to just, basically he's asking about the heat inside the car. We've done a very good job at trying to seal every access point inside on the front as your open cockpit car, but when we go to the enclosed cab, and yes, this has been thought out on this production vehicle, and that's why the air filters are where they're at, so that when we put the sealed cab on it, now the air filters are still in the right position, but the radiator will switch to the front. So the radiator's gonna go from behind the seats to the front. There is room in the front, that's front radiator opening area in the grille when you see the car come out. It is big tall radiator, nice wide radiator with full ductwork all the way to the front grille area. And that is the reason, there's a lot of reasons, but that's one of the main reasons why it'll be so difficult to take an open cockpit car and convert it to an enclosed cockpit car. Take some live call-ins now. Caller number five, you'll get a giveaway. Call in right now at 704-949-1255. Fifth caller is going to receive a gift. So we'll see. See if the phones ring. Oh. Hi, it's Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Robbie, how's it going, bud?
Doing good, thank you.
Hey, I'm down here in Tucson, Arizona, watching live feed tonight. I really appreciate everything you've been doing. I work in manufacturing myself, and I've been interested in building, like, you're going to have to be building a lot of cars, and I don't think everybody's going to be able to manually weld these. How many robots are you going to have weld chassis?
We'll have 4 robots that'll be welding chassis at the same time on weld fixtures. So there'll be 4 that'll run the same time. When we launch the assembly line for the first week, we'll do 12 cars a day. By week number 2, we'll be at 40 a day. And by week number 3, we'll be at 80 cars a day.
Okay. Robbie, we really appreciate everything you guys are doing for us. I'm excited for all of this. And, you know, at the end of the day, I really appreciate it for everything you're doing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, this is, it's been a lot of fun. You know, I've never really sold race cars before. We sold a few of them over the years, but we've always been in the business to win races and have the highest quality. And with the Speed UTV, we basically, and the Articat, we opened it up and said, okay, let's start sharing it. And when I got to design the Speed UTV, I didn't have to consult with a CEO or an executive or the guy, the bean counters. Or engineers that were stuck in their ways of designing vehicles. We were a sheet of paper, basically my way. And we got, my way turns into not just my way, it's every. And a lot of you guys that are watching our shows for the last 25 weeks have said, have you thought about this or you thought about that? It's like, man, I did forget. And, perfect example was the oil filter, the drain in the oil filter. So there is things that we continue to learn at every one of these shows as well. But we're now to the point where, parts are tooled, things are happening, and we're starting to receive these things. And we'll catch mistakes with the early ones. And obviously, hopefully we catch them fast enough.
I'm just really excited the way that you're bringing manufacturing back to the United States, the way that you have implemented everybody, the way that you have been able to capitalize on a situation where, not outsourcing to the other side of the country, but more or less being able to just show that we can do this here in the United States. And I know that it's not just you guys over there at Speed, but everybody you guys got involved all the way down to the engines and just everything. So that's awesome. I really appreciate it, guys.
Well, thank you. And, we do use a lot of parts from all over the world, just like everybody else.
Okay.
And I want to make that clear that we do use parts. I mean, there's components that come from different places. These things will do their final assembly in Texas, and obviously we'll start delivering to you guys. But we are really, really excited about the products we built, and thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Robbie.
Have a good day. Check. All right. Hey, it's Robbie Gordon. How you doing? Let me see.
Hey,
Hey,
Robert.
Robert.
22.
How you doing, buddy?
Or 120, excuse me. I'm doing good. I have some questions to ask you. I'm out of Portland, Oregon. I've been really, like the senior vehicles that you're building and it's the quality that you're building. My main worry is how heavy is this car going to be? I mean, we have a number yet that we...
Heavier than your Can-Am, and for sure heavier than your Honda or Kawasaki.
Because
You want to have to add every bit of accessory to make your stock car reliable. By the time you did it to any of the other ones, you'd be heavier.
Yeah, I completely understand that. If you're going to have something safe, you still have to be well built, because that first 800 came with what I call a swing set. Polaris 800 came with what I call a swing set for a roll bar.
Yeah.
And if you took a dive on it, you were going to be hurt. That's still living. And safety is my number one thing why I'm buying the car. But I really want to have some horsepower the same, because I ride in the sand, and as you know, it's not like riding in the dirt where 300 horsepower is a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. Which car did you buy?
I bought the El Diablo.
Diablo. Okay, you bought this car. So yeah, I believe this car is going to weigh out at probably 1850, 1900.
Awesome.
We might be more. I'll let you know here in a couple weeks. But it's what it needed to be. I got to be honest. We did not focus on how to make the lightest component, but there is some very lightweight components. I mean, I'm going to hold up one of these hubs compared to another production manufactured hub, and I'm going to say we're 70 or 30% lighter just in this component. This is aluminum forged, nice spindle on it, vented rotor. I'm going to say we're 30% lighter in that. The wheels are going to be lighter than anything in the beadlock version, but not as light as what a non-beadlock wheel would be. Just can't be with the bolt weight and stuff like that. Shocks, they're going to be heavier. They're bigger. Shocks are for sure going to be heavier than anything in the marketplace, because it has the biggest shocks in the marketplace. I believe the OD diameter, can you grab me tape? Now this is an aluminum body. This part right here, it's light. It's very light. It doesn't weigh much. All aluminum. This comes from a forging with a what'd you call that? I would call that extruded housing. Probably an extrusion.
Oh, it's threaded.
It's threaded. It is threaded. Shock.
Yeah, it's massive.
3.250. Yeah. Now I can.
For the right parts, for the type of riding we do.
I can put a less value shock on here if you want this lighter.
No.
All right. I just want to make sure. If you want something lighter, I can find you a nice lightweight shock.
No, it's just you're saying that this motor can handle north of 500 horsepower, and it's pretty reliable, and that's probably where I want to take the car, because in order to be competitive with any of the other cars that they currently build out there, they're lighter. So in order to get a heavier car to go, you got to put more power in it.
Yeah, and I've seen those Packard cars up there, playing in the dunes and stuff. Those things are rocket ships, and the little Yamaha is light, but.
Are running up here at our Dune Fest that was not being put on, but they could race out there. There was not actually no vendors this year there, but we went down, and that pace car supposedly has 700 horsepower or more, and it is impressive when it runs. But it's stripped down. I understand it's just for drag racing.
I'll tell you that Greg Biffle's a very good friend of mine. Him and Roger have been very influential in this process. I've shared everything I'm doing with them. We share one of the same engine suppliers, Campton over at Hypersports, who does some stuff with Biffle, helped us with the design of the heads, as well as Don Ford, and Don Lucido and Joey Arrington. There has been some brilliant guys here, in this region, working on engine. And the cylinder head came out of this one. This came out of casting and straight to heat treated, and then over to Eichler Machine here in North Carolina. There you go. We can. That's a perfect sample. Let me give a nice little absorber that comes on a double X, and here is. It's a laugh and insulting by any see reality, and this is a double X shock. Production shot. Watching the show?
Yeah, I'm watching the show.
Okay, cool. The difference of the two shocks.
Wow.
All right, this is a shock. This is a toy shock. So there's this.
I understand there's a lot of people are gonna, want to race these things, but my thing is more just to enjoy it, go out and ride it, but still to be able to go drag race it, and just have fun with a bunch of people. But my main thing is go out and beat everybody else.
Well, yeah, I get that. And this car this is made as an adventure car. It's not a dune race car. Now, you want to turn it into a dune race car, I'll have carbon fiber panels for you. I'll have billet front ends for you. We'll have tune-up kits to get you into that 500 horsepower plus range. You can strip everything off the car, but this car wasn't just built for you or just built for me for the desert. It was built for the average guy or the average family that wanted to go play in the dunes, but wanted to have superior ride control. So when the get beat up and you get all the chop from everybody riding, you need an internal bypass shock, and you need something that can handle some heat because that shock's going to be moving. All right.
I'm impressed with all your work. I'm glad for all your presentations you've been doing. You've been more informative than anything else I've ever bought out there. I just really want to thank you and your team. You've been, I'm still number 120. I'm really excited about that. I was kind of waiting to hit the trigger. I actually waited till you left the Sandsport show, and I made the phone call. I should have called early because at the time I called, they said you'd be numbered like 68 or 69 car. I was like, oh. Then it turned into 120 2 days later.
Yeah, 120 UTT. What's your master number?
Oh, God, I forget. It changed because originally I was El Jefe, and I just changed.
Okay. Your master number still should have stayed the same, so I'll check into that. And you said your UTT number 120?
Yeah, 120.
Yeah, you're probably up in the 600 or 700 number, to be honest with you. But, just understand that we're getting parts in, things are happening. I'll start showing you production cars being manufactured. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening in the coming weeks.
My master number is 120.
Your master really early. I thought you said you didn't buy one at Sandsports because we left Sandsports at 170.
Oh, 170?
Yeah.
Weird, because when I called, it was right on those days when you were leaving, and I put my money down on the El Jefe. At the time, it didn't have a name.
Right.
It was just the 4X.
Yeah, there it is, up on the screen.
Four-seater, and they said, well, get on PayPal, put down your money, and you're good to go. And then when I did put my money down, I said I did it. He said, well, congratulations,
Cool. Well, thank you. Hey, we've been going for 9 minutes. I've got to try to get to number 5. No, you're good. Great questions tonight. I'm glad I was able to share stuff with you. Appreciate your business and look forward to getting you in a fun car.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, hello. Hey, you're caller number 3, right? Caller number 3, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing?
Hey, Robbie. This is David from San Diego. I'll try to keep my question short. I have a question on the radio. does the price include installation?
The price does include installation if you buy the radio from us. So what that means is the radio will be installed, antenna will be installed, it'll be mounted in the dash. We're not just going to load all your parts in the back of your vehicle. So if you buy a radio through us on your pre-order, it does come installed. You can choose either the rugged or the PCI, and our sales guys will, guys or girls will keep you informed of what that is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, the other radio, the MP3 player and all that.
The MP3 radio is something that it's an accessory as well. So if you choose a radio, that would come in the car as well.
Okay.
All right?
And also, if I will put 35-inch tires, will I have to tune the clutch or anything?
Depends on where you're riding. Obviously, if you're riding on hard pack, probably not. If you're going to go play in the dunes, you're probably going to have to tune it. But then you'd be probably too loose if you went to hard pack. So there's just different clutch for different things. We're working on all kinds of tuning devices to have variable tuning clutches for you guys.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
And last question, I'm master number 426. Roughly, what do you think that delivery date will be on that?
Around Christmas, give or take a few weeks.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. Your caller number 4. You missed the giveaway by 1. Sorry.
That's all good.
You want to hang up and try again?
No. Good.
I'm only kidding. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good yourself.
Doing good. Having a very good day. As you saw, it seems like Christmas hit me here at the shop today.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yes, sir.
I got a couple questions for you.
Okay, cool. I'm going to give you 4 minutes just so I can get through everybody. I let one go like 10 minutes and everybody's giving me the roundup. So if I do it ahead of time, you still got 4 minutes from now. Go ahead.
Where do we go with the Switch Pro? Is that going to happen?
I can't answer that question for you yet. That is in, we did consult with James Lynn. I don't know if you've heard of James Lynn before, but I believe he is the finest wiring guy in this country. And that is going to be up to him and our engineering staff with what we go with. It also has to do with price. But let me tell you, going with a Switch Pro system is so much cleaner. It's just more expensive. So it might have to be an option. We have not chose that yet. The wiring is probably the easiest thing we're going to do on this car.
Okay.
All right?
All right. What about the sound? You guys have like that sound vibration, the heat thing? I saw that it switched colors. Is that still an option to get it in that green?
Yeah. Green? No, I'm not doing any green. Sorry. Because of Articat and Monster.
It was green and now it's gray.
No, because of Articat and Monster, we'll do no green cars. So you can't buy a speed car. Green.
Gotcha. All right.
I don't play very nice, do I?
Does the air chambers work with the heated seats?
Will the air chambers work with heated seats? I don't know if they'll work with the heated seats yet, just based on how much temperature the air cushions can handle. We don't have it tested out, so Todd does not want to say today that they will work with these heated seats until we get a few thousand miles of testing on them so that we're confident in the product. But we will be testing it as soon as we can. But I got to be honest, I don't want to go ride in Arizona today with heated seats.
Oh, nobody does.
But we're going to have to test it for you guys. So it's going to happen soon. Well, maybe we'll do some kind of insulation barrier. But we got to get some. We got to get some hard chafing, rubbing with temperature. Tell you yes, you can do it, or no, you can't. So when you get an undecided answer, it's because that's where we're at today, and it's the truth. I could lie to you and say, yeah, go for it, no problem. And then, you're out on your first ride and you pop every one of your air seats because it overheated the rubber.
Gotcha.
All right? If I had a better answer, I would give it to you.
What was that?
I said if I had a better answer, I honestly would give it to you. I'm just telling you the truth, the way we feel.
Gotcha. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for your order. Thanks for believing in us and being part of our family.
Well, thanks for all the videos. We really appreciate it. Pretty informational, and it's been fun.
It's been fun. It's hard to believe. Am I on 25? Is that 25? Tonight's 25 weeks straight. Really hard to believe it. We will continue it every week. We'll shift between Wednesdays and Thursdays based on whatever we have going on with testing, racing, etc. But we'll keep informing you guys of where we're at all the way through the process.
Very cool.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Awesome.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I want you to know that Todd Romano has bought you a 50-inch light bar. Thank you, Todd. You won a 50-inch light bar tonight. Woo! Todd, he said thank you, Todd. Todd right now is punching his phone. 50-inch light bar. Did you buy a Speed UTV?
Yes. El Jefe, 4-seater, 347.
347. All right, because I was going to take that light bar away if you didn't have one.
No, I need it. I need it for the dunes.
All right, cool. You got a light bar. 347. Can we write that number over here? And your name is?
Steve Nelson.
Steve Nelson. Steve Nelson. Steve Nelson, and what is your master number?
347 El Jefe.
Is that right?
Yes.
I had 347 last week.
Yeah, my daughter called in.
No way. This is fixed. You guys got to stop. You can't do this. Well, same guy. All right, we're going to block your number. 714, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm just kidding, but congratulations. You came into the Anaheim shop and met me a couple weeks ago.
Correct. And that was really cool.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Well, now you got a light bar and seat pads. One guy is taking all the stuff, man. All right, you can't call me next week, Steve.
And I never win anything.
And now look at it. It's raining. Cool.
I'm really curious on the, I know you touched on the brakes and I saw those tonight. I'm really curious as far as, are you doing steel brake lights, or the brake lines going to be rubber, or is it a mixture of like a hard
steel braided lines, rubber coated on top, and the rear brake, I believe, I don't know if it's going to have a hard line down the middle or not. It could just be braided lines front to rear. This car is able to separate each corner off with banjos, so you can, if you lost a left front brake line, you don't have to strip your whole assembly to get the brake line off. So you would be able to replace just your left front brake line or your right front brake line, but it will have braided lines as well.
Okay, awesome. Then the other question I had is, as far as the windshield, I know when I looked on the accessories on there, it looks like it's squared up. Is that just kind of like a quick picture of what it is, or is it going to be rounded up?
No, it's rounded. I don't know if, oh no, that one doesn't have one. It's got a round windshield. Well, I don't know if you call it round. It's got a curved windshield, so it's not a straight windshield. A curved windshield wouldn't work inside of our car anyways. I do have the windshield frame. No, it's okay. We do have a curved windshield. I don't believe it's on the site currently. It will be curved. It will fit into a frame, and it will match your bodywork and flow. It'll be the same windshield that will be in our fully sealed cab. So yes, it won't just be a piece of glass. It is safety glass with the plastic inside.
Awesome.
All right?
Okay, awesome. Those are my two questions. And thank you again, Todd.
Todd, he likes his light bar. Todd's probably my next caller. Have a good night.
Awesome. Thank you, too. Bye.
Bye. Hey, Todd Romano, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, good, great.
I'm just kidding. This is Robbie Gordon. I was just teasing that Todd was going to call me because I gave away a light bar tonight. But, I've seen he has plenty of inventory over there, Speed side-by-side. So one less light bar is not going to hurt him too bad.
All right, good.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Wonderful. This is Robbie Gordon.
You're talking with Robbie Gordon. Yes, sir.
I got business questions about the whole entire business, if you're willing to answer those, the backing behind it.
The backing behind the business. Go ahead. Let's go for it. Why not?
So what happens if something happens to you and you become incapacitated? Who's going to run the business? Who's going to take care of this?
That's a very good question. I've been training Max. He's learning to type right now, and I think he could handle it. No, all in all, I would say, Todd would be the point man. Engineering staff is already in place. Sherry and Ginger do a wonderful job on the business side of it. This isn't as much as I would, as people think, this is a one-man band. Yes, I have the vision, but there's a lot of talented people that work here at Team Gordon and now Speed UTV. I've had a group of guys from Casey Jeffries to Scott Stroop Media to Bazzi to Rob Harris that's done, numerous graphic renderings, Shrek over in the Fab Shop. I mean, and Kyle Green that's helped us with the original Double X body. We've got a fleet of people that help us here. And you're asking a good question. You didn't put a hit on me yet, did you?
No.
Okay.
I ordered a car.
Yeah, and you're worried. I'll just tell you, we're all in. I don't know how to say it, but there's a bunch of really good people, and Max is starting to catch on to this stuff, jokingly, but he's got the same eye that I got from my dad, and we always try to improve our performance of our cars all the time, and him at a 12-year-old that if you watched him in the SST truck or at the Mint 400 or any of these other events, he's catching on very fast, and he spends the summers with us here. He's working in the Fab Shop. He's in the engineering. He can draw on CAD. He can go on SolidWorks already and make components and parts. So I believe we've got a good group of people around here for the long run.
Are you looking at taking it public?
Am I looking at taking it public? Not today. I was very fortunate to get support from FNB Bank. We went out to a couple investors in the beginning. Went over to my buddy Menard, and at the end of the day, basically it's Todd and me, and we're on our way. And I was fortunate enough to have a facility like this to be able to engineer. Yes, we had to tie it all into the business, but I'm all in. This is what it is, and we're coming to the market, and we're going to be a leader. So I hope Polaris and Can-Am are ready. I know we're going to be the top dogs here right away, and I look forward to it.
I don't think Polaris or Can-Am will be ready at all. I've been watching everything what you're showing today. It's absolutely incredible. I've got car 831, I think, from Coin Power Sports. You gave me their number. I contacted them. And I'd like to put in an order also for one of the enclosed cabs. I just sold
Perfect.
2 Can-Am X3, fully done cars, and can't wait to get these. They look absolutely incredible.
Well, thank you very much. I was told that a lot of this stuff is personal, but at the end of my Polaris relationship, 2009 or 10, I clearly remember a couple of their guys telling me they surpassed my engineering abilities. So this car here is personal, and it is honestly everything we know about the industry. And you guys that have believed in us from the beginning, I appreciate it. And we're going to deliver you a quality piece of machinery.
Very good. Keep showing us more parts. I love seeing these parts. They're absolutely incredible.
Well, thank you. Like I said, here's the spindle. I'll pull it up one more time. When I see these pieces of jewelry, I'm excited too, because I know how much time has gone into these components to make these things, and how much engineering time and then process time to get it to a finished part it takes. It's pretty amazing, and we're excited about it. So thank you for being my last caller tonight. I'm going to go ahead and just talk for a couple minutes. Obviously, tomorrow is 9/11. I want to thank our supporters out there, fire, police, everybody in this time and day. You guys also, hopefully nothing is going to get crazy, but we got
to support all of our first responders.
For sure, first responders, COVID, medical workers, and all your families. Play safe out there. Have a great day, and you guys take care. Thanks.
Thank you, Robbie.